Welcome to Alaska Matters with Chris Story. To reach Chris, call 226-3933. 226-3933. Now, giving you something to talk about, here's Chris Story.
What is going on around here? Very odd. Number two, when you're traveling in these cold temperatures, this is an unfortunate reminder that you've got to be prepared. Even one night in these frigid temperatures could be the end of you. I mean, you cannot survive in these cold temperatures. So if you're traveling locally or you're traveling around the state, be prepared, be smart, expect the best, but be prepared for the worst. That is what my dad taught me, to expect the best, but be prepared for the worst. The intruder was black, stood about 6 foot tall, and weighed roughly 450 pounds. Can you imagine waking to the sounds of a black bear destroying your Arctic entry? You're sound asleep, you wake up, a refrigerator, freezer turned over, all kinds of mayhem going on. In a Ketchikan home, that's exactly what happened on Saturday morning. A homeowner, whose name is not being released, woke to a panicked black bear knocking over their freezer and all kinds of things, ripping off door trim, window trim, everything else in their Arctic entry. You see, they'd left food in the entryway and the door open, or at least unlatched. That's a recipe for disaster in Alaska. Kind of reminds me of the time that I ate raw bear meat. I know, isn't that stupid? Well, a friend offered me a bite of his bear jerky. The real jerk turned out to be the guy who made it. Jerky is dehydrated. It is not cooked. Trichinosis can kill you. So you've got to cook bear meat to the proper temperatures. And I'm not suggesting that homeowner should have gone in and shot the black bear in their entryway, but that would have been one solution. Had they would want to have cooked it to the proper temperature. Medium rare or rare, that's flirting with death, disaster. I ate so much of that raw bear meat that the CDC did a study on, well, not just me, but several other people in the community that suffered from that. It was an awful situation. It's something you never, ever want to deal with. So to prevent that, you should cook your bear meat approximately over or at or just over 160 degrees Fahrenheit. That's an internal temperature, not the oven temperature, the internal temperature of the meat. It reminds me of also the program that the Kilters show, which is on Discovery Channel, and I think it's called something, Surviving the Last Frontier. Anyway, they honestly got a bear on an episode I watched recently, and then they sliced up some of it and cooked it over an open fire, and it looked really pink when they were slicing that puppy open and eating it, and I just meant, wow, you couldn't have paid me to do that. It's got to look like shula. In fact, I would never eat it again. That's how sick I got. I will never, ever again in my lifetime eat bear. I got out of the hospital, a little aside here, I got out of the hospital, and it was my grandparents' anniversary. I want to say it was their 60th anniversary. So we went out to dinner, and I went out of the hospital about a week and a half. And for whatever reason, this was before I went vegan, I decided to order a pork chop. Now, as you know, the bear is in the boar family, and so what goes for the bear goes for the pig, although most of the domesticated boars and pigs these days don't have the trichinella in them, so you're fairly safe to eat that a little bit undercooked, but I still wouldn't and don't. Anyway, so we're there at the restaurant, and I mistakenly order the pork chop, and it comes out bloody rare, which is, just gross anyway. And I thought, are you kidding me? So I sent it back, came back to the table, and it was a little bit pink, and I said, well, I hate to be a stickler, but can I get, I really need, and I explained to the waitress what happened to me and why I needed this. I should have at this point just realized I was supposed to be vegan. Anyway, I didn't, and I sent it back, and this time it came back like shoe leather. I know they put it in the microwave. That third time is like, okay, punk, I'll show you what done is, and that puppy was nuked. I'm convinced of it. It's Johnny Carson's birthday, born in 1925. One of my all-time favorites from television. You too, I know it. And you know what I really like about Johnny? Johnny went out on top. I just thought that was so cool. He just went out on top. And I'm not suggesting Larry King ought to have done the same thing. No, not suggesting that at all. I'm not suggesting that Larry King looks like a skeleton with glasses and a wig propped up on it. I'm not saying that. He does a fine job. Please, stop making assertions. You know what I did this morning? I went out to Blackwater Bend Espresso, and I suggest you do the same. Bobby Triplett made for me a quad shot Americano. It's a 16-ounce glass with no cream the way God intended it. I call it a black mancino. You yourself can get one, and it's expertly made, gourmet. This is the best coffee you're going to have. It's halfway between Homer and Anchor Point. I want to send you for free. This is your chance to win a free Blackwater Bend coffee card. You ready? Oh, by the way, they have just an amazing selection of treats and so forth, like their cinnamon rolls. Incredible. Incredible. You got to try them. Here's a question. You might be going there for free. In a recent auction in Dallas, Texas, a $5 bill from First National Bank of Fairbanks sold for how much money? It's a $5 bill. It's a collector's. One of four banknotes, a $5 banknote. One of four. Known. How much did it sell for? Was it A, $247,000, B, $147,000, or C, $47,000? 2, 1, or 47,000. I want you to call right now. Tiffany is standing by here at Story Real Estate, the headquarters of Alaska Matters. 226-3933. 226-3933. Tiffany is standing by. Coming up on the program, Fred Dickerson will be here. He's a movie maker, filmmaker, movie producer. There's a difference, isn't there, between a producer and a maker, a filmmaker? I think Fred is actually a filmmaker, and then the producer would be the guy or gal funding it, right? And he gets some say in the matter? I don't know. We're going to find out from Fred Dickerson. He is a filmmaker. The new movie he's got coming out is called Milo, and it will be playing here at the Homer Theater on November 1st. You'll get a chance to hear from the filmmaker himself and find out why you ought to go see this very special movie. Meanwhile, call Tiffany at 226-3933. Win yourself a free Blackwater Bend coffee card right here on Alaska Matters. You know you need to wrap those expensive ornamental trees and shrubs. You just don't have the time or equipment. You're in luck. Danny and his team at Dutch Boy Landscaping are experts at tree wrapping.
I'm Bruce the Spruce, and I'm here to say, cover me up and keep the moose away.
Not wrapping, wrapping. You don't need to feed the moose with your high-dollar trees. Let Dutch Boy Landscaping protect your investment and improve your property value. You will love their low prices. I'm not kidding. Very, very affordable. Call Dutch Boy Landscaping today, 235-7140. That's 235-7140. Dutch Boy Landscaping, 235-7140.
Commit this number to memory, 399-1526. When you need snow removal, snow plowing, and sanding this winter, call Richard at 399-1526. Great Wire Construction, locally owned and lifelong Alaskan operated, can take care of all your snow plowing, snow removal, and sanding needs. If you'd like, Richard will deliver sand to your residence for your use when needed. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Great Wire Construction, 399-1526.
For Radio Realty, I'm Chris Story. You can save on your electric bill with these simple tips. Wrap your hot water heater in an insulation blanket. Turn down the heat to about 120 to 140, not below 120, or you can get bacteria in your tank. Drain your hot water heater to clear it of sediment. This will increase efficiency. Low-flow fixtures use less hot water, like shower heads, toilets, and faucets. Insulate your hot water pipes wherever you can. Catch Radio Realty every Wednesday at 12:30 on KPEN 102 FM. I'm Christopher Story, and you're listening to Alaska Matters. We are here every single Tuesday at 12:30 on KGTL AM 620. We like to call it Homer Town Radio. With me is Dave Webb, back up at the mothership of all things K-Gentle, and he's making this program sound fantastic as always. Tiffany Story is taking your calls, and waiting in the green room is Mr. Fred Dickerson. He's a movie producer, movie maker, filmmaker, and all-around great guy. And yes, for those of you wondering, he's related to the Scott Dickerson. How does that make you feel? All right. Hey, did you realize that it was in 2001 the Apple iPad was born? 2001. It feels like it was a lifetime ago, but that revolutionized the entire music industry. And I was thinking about that. Hey, Fred, I was thinking, what if in 1989 you picked up an iPhone and it had all the availability to the internet, which we really were just beginning to understand and all that, and you picked it up in 1988 or 89 and you realized you would be like the Twilight Zone, wouldn't it? I mean, what you would be able to do with just that small little device?
Yeah, it'd be great. I still haven't got one myself, though. So
you don't?
Unfortunate.
Well, you know, you're putting all your time and energy and money into making movies. Fred, I almost called you Scott. Fred Dickerson, talk to us about the difference between, because I posed this question earlier, what's the difference between a filmmaker and a movie producer? What's the difference?
Well, I think in my position it's pretty much everything, so.
So you're telling me that you do a little bit, are you the cameraman, you're the director, you're the producer, the editor, whole nine yards?
Yeah, pretty much everything. So.
Well, is this what you do? Are you a filmmaker by trade, or is this just a passion, and lo and behold, you got a feature-length film coming out here in Homer?
Yeah, this is more of a side thing, so.
What do you do full-time then?
In between work, so I do graphic design more full-time for work.
Oh, okay. And how did filmmaking come about then?
How did this film come about, did you say? Sorry?
Well, yeah, in general. I mean, how did filmmaking come about? You just picked up a camera one day and said, hey, this is kind of cool. I like this.
Oh, I've always been interested in it, and I've kind of done a few kind of more elaborate home videos in the past. And, yeah, just kind of slowly building up the skills and to hopefully this one's something that can appeal to a wider range, larger audience than the last few little films I've worked on.
It seems like Alaska's hot right now. I mean, well, it doesn't seem like it. It is, and I think 71 million people tuned in to the vice presidential debate when Sarah Palin was running as the Republican nominee, and that really, if we needed anything to put a cherry on top, I think that 71 million people tuning in was a big clue right there. So what is this movie? Is this an Alaskan feature film? Walk us through what is Milo, and what's it got to do with Alaska?
So the film's actually Alaska Sessions, but the Milo is the main character boat.
Oh, so the movie is not called the Milo. Oh, okay, well, so your brother's already screwed this up then. See, Scott, you're not the favorite. Okay, so it's called Alaska Sessions?
Yes, Alaska Sessions, but the Milo's the main boat that travels up.
Okay, well, walk us through it. What's it about?
It's about Mike McCune, who bought an old fishing boat and converted it into one of a surf adventure boat to explore the coastline. And this film takes place from Sitka up to Homer. It's a couple winters ago now, but we made the journey. It covered over about a month. We're traveling up the coast, and the guys are looking for waves and just kind of exploring the coastline. And the film just really kind of captures that.
So looking for waves, you mean surfing?
Surfing, yeah.
Okay, so Mike McCune is a surfer, and was your brother Scott on board, and yourself?
Yeah, Scott was on board as well, and a few others, Don McNamara and Donna Ray and Wendy McCune.
So these are some known local people, and you think, well, they surf, they all surf. Yeah, that's one of the coolest things I think ever is that people in Alaska surf. And I remember, I think it was your brother Scott, Fred, that had a photograph on, was it Patagonia's homepage or their magazine or something, and it was a picture of a local surfer, right? Yeah,
I know he's had a lot of photos in a lot of different magazines, a lot of surf magazines as well.
So is this a surfing movie? Is that what it is, or is this more of an adventure film that just happens to have some surfing?
Well, I'd say probably a little bit in between. I mean, the primary focus for the trip is surfing.
That's the story that you're telling is the adventure of traveling up here on the Milo and then surfing along the way, the search of the perfect wave.
Yeah, definitely. But I think just from my interest in Alaska as well, so it would include a lot of scenery and a lot more about living an Alaskan lifestyle as well as the surfing part of it as well.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
So hopefully it's something that somebody that's not into surfing, they can watch it and go, oh, yeah, really get a bit out of it and not just have to be interested in surfing to watch it.
Okay, great. And it's a feature-length film. Do you anticipate putting it into, like, festivals and things like that and taking it around the country and elsewhere?
Yeah, we've got a few people who are interested in some of the festivals to show it. This is the first showing, and we'll probably still be doing a little bit of work on it after it shows here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just really excited to be able to show it here in Homer since it includes local people and about Alaska. So I think anybody here that's living in Alaska will find it quite interesting.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the world will find it. A movie about Alaska, and that's why I brought up the idea that Dana Stabenow, the famous author, also of Alaskan descent, she said that it really was the pinnacle was Sarah Palin bringing Alaska into the forefront, and I just think it's genius that because you don't live in Alaska year round, right? I mean, you come and go, but I think it's genius to make a movie that features Alaska in this adventure story. Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, and the main focus for the film was to show actual Alaskans doing Alaskan things and try to not have it be too over the top. So hopefully we capture the essence of what the people are really like, and that would be ideal.
Nice,
right.
Great. What about music? How do you go about scoring a movie like this without going out and having to spend a fortune?
Yeah, we spent quite a bit on the music, actually. That's the biggest expense for us. I'm making this film with my film partner he lives in New Zealand, but we had some friends that are musicians and contacted them, and they worked with us with just some of their existing music, as well as had a few pieces composed for particular parts of the film.
Is that the most expensive part then, is having the compositions made?
For us it was, yeah, definitely. Even just paying for licensing for the music.
Right. Well, that's important, though. I mean, music I don't want to say music can make a movie, but it can certainly break it, right? I mean, it can be something of it's something, every now and then you just see it and it just doesn't fit. For the most part, it works, but on occasion, there's you definitely hear something, or you see a lower budget movie or something where they haven't really taken them into consideration.
Yeah, well, ours would be considered low budget, but I think we've got some good music.
That's what I'm getting at. That's the point I'm making. It sounds like you're taking that into consideration and spending some money on it. So good for you. What are your ultimate hopes and dreams with the movie? How will you know this movie, aside from a packed house in Homer, which is going to be, how will you know this movie has been a success?
Oh, I think just that people enjoy it, and it engages people to go outside and enjoy what's around,
Have any disasters along the way? Any unexpected, either in the filmmaking or on the boat? Anything that was just, a near miss?
No, really wasn't too many disasters. And that's why we made it back.
That's good. That's good. I hear that there may, in fact, may have been a proposal on this journey for marriage, and is that going to make it onto the movie?
Yeah, there's definitely, there's love, there's action, there's adventure. It's all there.
Wow. It's very cool. I'm trying to still figure out in my head, and maybe other people are too, maybe I'm not asking this right, is it a documentary? It's not a drama with people with scripts and so forth. You're literally just documenting the journey and what happened along the way.
Yeah, it probably fits into like the adventure documentary where, we're just following them as they do their trip and trying to bring together more of a story about what we thought was kind of the main story that happened during the trip. So, yeah, it's a lot of shooting. We shot hundreds of hours of footage, and then it's kind of coming up with the storyline or what we want to portray as the main storyline and figuring that out. So, I mean, there's probably, 20 different storylines you could come up with, but about picking the one that you want to portray.
Oh, interesting. So you've got all this film in the can, and then as you go through the editing process, the storyline actually is developing in front of you, and as you see subplots or plots within the film that you didn't even really see before.
Yeah, it's probably, the plot's pretty basic because it's a trip, so you're going point A to point B.
Right.
But it's probably more just, we did a lot of interviews, and we went through the interviews and typed all the interviews out and looked through that and tried to pick up on the things that we thought were best representing Alaskans and what they do when they're out surfing, I guess. Yeah.
Cool. All right. I'm looking forward to it. So the event, the filming, the premiere, if you will, are you going to show up like in a limo and star-studded type thing with a red carpet, or?
Yeah, that's probably pretty standard, I think. So.
It sounds, you sound pretty, Hollywood already. So.
Yeah, I might ride my bike, though.
That's right. Lower the carbon footprint of the film, if you would, by showing up in a bike. on a bike. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, hold on there, Fred. Don't go anywhere, and you don't go anywhere either, because more with Filmmaker and how you can, how and when you can see the movie Alaska Sessions featuring Milo by Fred Dickerson. More to come right here on Alaska Matters.
Talk about wow factor. Deborah Lysick at Bay Realty in Homer has a great new listing. It's an immaculate property inside and out. I mean a spotless top-to-bottom reconstructed home with ocean views forever. Cozy guest cabin, a lush green lawn, major greenhouse, gardens, 2-car garage, boathouse, shed, sauna, plus what might be the world's finest fish cleaning setup. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home on almost 5 acres on Katrina Boulevard in Iliamna Meadows subdivision. And it's just like being in your very own personal nature retreat. To get a showing of this spectacular listing, call Deborah Lysick at Bay Realty in Homer at 235-6183. That's 235-6183. Or check what Bay Realty has to offer online at bayrealtyalaska.com. Call Deborah Lysick today at 235-6183. And remember, when you need results, Bay Realty works.
What's the first thing you turn to in the Homer News? Come on, you can tell me. Is it the police blotter that catches you first? Or how about that crazy cartoon? Or do you go straight for the letters to the editor to see what your wacky neighbors are up to? Well, the good news is there's no wrong answer. The Homer News can be consumed any way you like it, even online. HomerNews.com is updated daily. So this Thursday, whether you're alone or with somebody, get your copy of the Homer News and dive right in.
All right, Trina and Mary, you both knew that the $5 bill, the $5 bill from First National Bank of Fairbanks here in Alaska, sold in Dallas, Texas for $247,000. It's one of 4 in existence. And, $247,000. The 1905 bill was from First National Bank of Fairbanks, Alaska, sold at Dallas-based Heritage Auctions. Man, 240... That sounds like maybe a new stimulus program. We're going to buy $5 bills for $200,000. Now, don't ask me how we're going to come out ahead. We're just going to. All right, but it won't take $247,000 for you to get into the Homer Theater to see Alaska Sessions produced, written, filmed, acted, the whole 9 yards by Fred Dickerson. I'm looking forward to seeing this. It's on the 1st of November, correct? What day is that? Is that a Sunday?
Thursday.
It's a Thursday. Oh, great. Okay, that's right. Because they usually reserve Thursdays for these kinds of events.
Yeah, that's right.
Calm down, Fred. Just calm down. Take it easy, man. It's my show. Just calm down. All right. Well, this is cool. So you can go in, check it out. And is this the first movie you've made, Fred, that's of this feature length, or what's the deal?
Yeah, this is really the first one that should be able for other people to watch and enjoy. I've made a few kind of more elaborate home videos, over-the-top home videos.
Which nobody enjoyed, apparently. But this one people will enjoy. No, I'm kidding. Well, it is pretty exciting, but with any art, there's always that risk when you put it out there that you liked it more than anybody else. Any nervousness or trepidation on that part, or you're just anxious?
Oh, not really. I've been working out for 2 years, so...
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So you probably had some private screenings here and there of different versions of it.
Yeah, I've definitely killed it for parts of it along the way to quite a few people. Some people liked it, but not everybody. So.
Yeah, cool. Now, how many, the Milo, talk about that. You said that's the main character in this movie. It's a pretty big boat, right? I mean, all of you had quarters to sleep and so forth on this boat?
Yeah, and it's been slowly upgraded as well. Mike's been fitting it out for surfing every year since then, so it's looking a little different now, but much more comfortable than it was when we first took it out.
Now, you surf here in Alaska and in New Zealand, right?
A little bit, yeah.
What's, this is a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Which is better? Is it better surfing here on a good day? Let's compare apples to apples, good waves here, good waves there. Where would you rather surf?
Oh, it's pretty fun when you're out in the outer coast and there's nobody around, and It's just you and just a few people. So I'd have to say in Alaska, when you can get out there, it's just a bit harder to get there.
Mm-hmm. And the outer coast being Yakutat? In that kind of area, or what do you mean?
Yeah, Yakutat's pretty good, too.
Okay.
I just thought even on the trip when we were coming up, like some of the places you get to, it's pretty hard to get to.
I think it's just crazy. I think when you come up with a snoot full of water and it's cold and it's sticking to your face and it's like 20 degrees or something, isn't that just painful?
Yeah, I think your face gets pretty numb, though.
And everything, I mean, you're covered head to toe other than your face with a dry suit, so in theory your body's warm.
Yeah, I know. You are pretty warm. I mean, filming, you get quite cold because we were in the water filming a little bit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Not moving very much, but
yeah,
for the most part, if you're surfing, you keep pretty warm.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, cool. I'm excited. I'm going to go see it on Thursday, November 1st. Just general admission, but do yourself a favor and go check out this movie. Meet Fred Dickerson. Meet the crew. I'm assuming some of the cast will show up, right, Fred?
Yeah, I really hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, they better. This is them on the big screen. If they're embarrassed by something they've done or said and don't remember, they can always leave through the side door, but they should at least show up.
Yeah.
All right, Fred, can't wait to meet you there in person and see your movie. And again, it's Alaska Sessions. Is there a website or anything people can get a sneak preview, or just shut up and show up, Chris?
Yeah, there's a few things on the website, not that much. It's alaskasessions.com, so if you want to check that out.
Okay. AlaskaSessions.com. I probably should have checked it out before I talked to you, and then I wouldn't have sounded like a jerk by calling it Milo. But I'm going to blame your brother, because I'm pretty sure that he put that seed in my mind. But yeah, I could be wrong.
The Milo's in it, though, so you're pretty close.
Always cover up for your family. I like that. Hey, thanks a lot, Fred. Looking forward to the movie.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, appreciate your time. Appreciate you being here on Alaska Matters. That's pretty cool. Whenever somebody can follow a passion and follow a dream and make something come to fruition, there is that risk that it's not as well received. And Fred's a calm, cool character, obviously. Nothing's going to rattle him. But there's risk. I've done that before, not with movies, but with other things. And you just, you hope and you pray and you just do the best you can and you put it out there and you hope that somebody appreciates it. So we were talking before about the year 2001. The Apple computer revolutionized the music industry. It really did. I'm just saying, remember a daytimer? Do you remember notebooks? Or how about those pink while you were out slips? Technology has changed our lives. And the question that I come back to, and a lot of people in my industry, be it real estate or any industry for that matter, or just living, is technology making your life better? We're going to be exploring a series on this program in the coming weeks ahead. It's called War and Inner Peace. And I'd hoped to begin that session today, in fact, but it wasn't working out because we're putting a lot into this. We're doing more than just touching on a topic. And we all know our country's been at war for 10 years. We know that we are not out of the woods, and we know that we may never be the same after September 11, 2001. We may never completely be the same. It was mentioned, I don't remember where I heard this. It might have been during the debates last night, if you were watching the presidential debates, or at some point in 2000. Nobody, yeah, I think actually Mitt Romney said in 2000 nobody said anything about terrorism in the debates, and then 9/11 happened. So I guess my thought process here is such that technology can help us. Technology can be your friend, but be careful that you're using technology to your advantage and it's not owning you and enslaving you. So I would remind you of what Og Mandino said, one of my favorite philosophers, authors, and speakers. He said that I shall form good habits and become their slave. I shall form good habits and become their slave, not becoming a slave to technology. And he said that back in the late 70s, and so obviously the technology was different. But think about that, what you and I have seen in our lifetime, and I'm not that old. I'm not saying you are, but I'm not that old, and I can remember. I remember when it's like, technology has changed so much in the last 10 years, 5 years, 5 months. It's just going to continue to change, and I just hope that we can all be careful with that. It's time for your Merriam-Webster Word of the Day, brought to you by Story Real Estate. At Story Real Estate, we love what we do for you. We're online at soldonhomer.com, or you can always catch us at 226-3933. We're here at the corner of West Hill and the Sterling Highway. All right, here's your Merriam-Webster Word of the Day, smash mouth. Now, I thought this was just the name of a band to prove the point that I'm not that old. I thought this was just the name of a band. In fact, it's an adjective characterized by brute force without finesse. That is Smash Mouth. For Dave Webb's benefit, here's an example. Monday night's game between two teams known for their hard-hitting, aggressive styles promises to be entertaining if you like Smash Mouth football. There it is. That's your word of the day, Smash Mouth, brought to you by Story Real Estate and Merriam-Webster Dictionaries. We're teaming up online together at soldonhomer.com. Of course, they have no idea I'm saying that, so it's just free advertising for them. In addition to Johnny Carson being born on this day, Ang Lee, the director, the movie maker, the movie director that possibly Fred Dickerson will develop into at some point in his career. Ang Lee turns 58 years old today, and he's made a lot of movies. My favorite movie, probably my favorite Western, maybe the best Western movie ever made, was called Ride with the Devil, starring Jewel in 1999. That really, aside from the fact that Jewel's got this obsession that she talks about me constantly, aside from that, it really is a great Western movie. And I don't like Westerns that much. I mean, I do and I don't. I liked a couple of Clint Eastwood's. Pale Rider was great. Anything where the bad guys get just walloped in the end is my favorite. But this one, Civil War era, Ride with the Devil. Check it out. Good movie. And if you didn't think that was enough, have you heard about the Harry Potter and the Haunted Sea Otter? That's right. Cruises is finally bringing a cruise to Alaska that's Harry Potter themed. Oh, Wizards at Sea. Yeah, that's going to be on board the MS Westerdam cruise ship, which will set sail from Seattle. 7-night round-trip journey, several locations in Alaska and Canada. You get this, there'll be classes in magical subjects, roundtable discussions, and, well, of course, karaoke. I think this would be really clever if it were just for kids. But, Dave, you know that there's adults making this journey, too, don't you?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah. And then there's going to be arguments and, like, fake fights with, just the whole thing. Anyway, silly muggles. Harry Potter's for kids. Hey, join us tomorrow for Radio Realty. One of the stars of Buying Alaska, Mr. Scott Conley with Bay Realty, will be on our program discussing his participation in that Discovery Channel show featuring Homer and all kinds of Alaska real estate. Anyway, thanks for joining us today. Dave, thank you for your help making this the greatest show on Earth. At least one of them. I'm Chris Story, reminding you Alaska matters, and so do you.
The Peninsula's home for unforgettable favorites. Great listening, 620 AM, KGTL, Homer.